Hello, welcome back to Sorare Assist. Today I've got a lineup builder for you guys. Not done one of these for a while, but I am going to be doing this one uncut and showing you everything that I do when I'm looking to select my teams on Sorare Fantasy Football. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below. You will get a free limited card after buying your first 5 cards on auction. You can also check out my Patreon as well for regular scouting on there. Okay then, let's kick off then, guys. Let's get into today's team builder then. Not many fixtures, so it might not be the longest video, but I'm going to be showing you everything I look for when I am picking my teams on Sorare. First of all though, we'll see how I'm doing in the current game week. So at the minute it looks like I'm in line for a tier 2 limited and 2 tier 5s at the moment. So if we just go to some of these teams then, so the All-Star Limited actually did pretty well, to be fair. 3 players got 70, goalkeeper got a penalty save, so he got 97, and captain, which was probably one of the worst scores of the season for Carlos Gill, and he was my captain, so which is typical. I think he got 40 odd on the day, so 47 he got in this game here, so not very good points there for the captain. So if he had a good week as he normally does, this could have been a lot better, because as you can see I'm only 8.47 off the tier 2 plus some Ethereum. Of course Gill's my captain as well, so I could have even potentially been looking at getting amongst these tier 1s or even a tier 0 if you got a 100. So yeah, that could have been a lot better, but overall still looking at a tier 2, which is good, and a little bit of Ethereum as well, so can't complain at that. Now the All-Star Rare team. Now this team still has a chance of picking up a prize. So as you can see, I'm 9.94 points away. Now all the players I've played, but obviously we're waiting for these 2 Korean players' scores to come through fully. Look, there's a Twitter account who predicts what the scores would have been, and they predicted that Veldrick's got 70, and so did Bitgaram as well. Now obviously with the captain bonus and the XP I've got on for the card added on top of that, you never know, I could get into this tier 5 range. I should definitely get into that tier 5 range actually. I could even maybe push towards this tier 4 range as well. So potentially a prize coming up in that one as well when the scores are hopefully updated for these 2 Korea players. But overall did quite well. Polido didn't score in this one unfortunately. Torren did well, 74, and so did Macagno with a clean sheet there. So overall pretty good team, and hopefully get a reward at the end of it. And the Champion Asia, this is another tier 5 predicted here, 0.98 points away from a tier 4. Now this is another team where I've got Bitgaram and Veldwich, so that should boost me up the rankings a little bit, potentially to this tier 3, and if I'm really lucky, this tier 2 here. So we'll see what happens there. So there were the teams that's done half decent this week for me on the Sorare Fantasy Football. So let's get into picking the teams for this week then. Let's see what players I've got available. So I'll start with my rare team, I think. So we'll have a look at the rare first of all rare. So it doesn't look like I'm going to have a full team here because I've got no goalkeeper. Lanzalotti is currently on the bench. And defenders, I might have a few defenders, got a couple there. Midfielders, yeah, I've got Jesus Ferreira's probably going on the bench here for USA in the Gold Cup. You never know, you might get a start though. So probably my best bet here is just to put these teams in the cap to 40. Now the goalkeeper, I'm not going to pick him obviously because it's just going to be a wasted cost there. So what I'll probably do here is I'll just head over to the Sorare website and pick my team on here, because what I'll do is I'll put a non-playing rare goalkeeper in the goalkeeper slot, and that is of course going to free up some points for the rest of the players, so I can put the best players available that I've got. So I'm going to filter this to no games, and now if I scroll to the bottom, I did buy a keeper just for this purpose. I think I bought this guy, it was Celts, it was around, I think it was around £15, something like that. But that enables me to put in a player like this for this scenario, and obviously he's not going to cost any points. So let's just go back into the lineup builder then. So we've got Paulo Diaz here and Torrent to pick from. So this is a really good game for River Plate, as you can see, 86%. Not so good for Argentina Juniors, but Torrent is also always capable of getting a good score. So let's just see if Pablo Diaz is going to start. It looks like they're predicted to start here for the people who have submitted entries here. But I also like to check Play Sharper as well. So So the upcoming game week. Let's go to the... Is it the Copa Ladeiras that this match is in? Let's have a look. River Plate. There they are. So they're playing the strongest, which probably not the right word in this situation, probably the weakest. So De La Cruz, that's good because I've got him in my squad as well, so I'll take note of that. 90% for Paulo Diaz. So I think Paulo Diaz is probably looking a good pick here. What I also like to do is open these players in a new window, and then I like to look at their SO5 scores. I like to filter this based on the fixture. So this is home game, so I'm going to filter it to home. And just have a look how the player's done when he has started. So as you can see, he's got some good scores, and obviously that's a really good fixture. Torren as well, we'll look at him as well. So away. Scores again are really, really good actually. Obviously Paulo Diaz is a really favourable fixture. Looks like he's definitely going to be starting this one as well. So I am actually going to go with Paulo Diaz in this instance for the defender slot. Just filter this back to the players that are playing. So Paulo Diaz, there we go. Now De La Cruz, I know he's starting. I've already checked that. So we've also got Shinji Kagawa and Roldan in the Gold Cup as well for USA. But let's just have a look at... Just go back to this and go to midfielders. So Paulo Diaz, we'll just open him up. Obviously easy fixture there. Fairly good fixture for Saka as well, but I don't know if he's going to get another 100. He got 100 in the last game, as you can see. Kagawa. And we don't know if Roldan is definitely going to be starting this one or not for the USA. So we'll just check that now, actually. I think they've got the Gold Cup on here, haven't they? International Gold Cup, there we go. But they've not got the USA fixtures at the moment, so that's still a little bit risky. Let's have a look at the J League then. So Sorare Saka, Kagawa, 90% for Kagawa. So let's just have a look at the stats on these guys. Now De La Cruz has had his injury issues, but it does seem to be getting a little bit more football, staying away from injuries recently. Let's just have a look at the stats here. So as you can see, some really good stats there. Really good fixture as well. So that one is looking really good to me. 90% chance of starting as well. Shinji Kagawa. Let's just have a look at him. So home. Filter it again. So yeah, he's got that 100 in the last game, but it's a little bit risky to expect him to do something like that again. He is capable, of course. He could get a good score, but obviously De La Cruz is the standout here with these stats. So it makes sense to go with De La Cruz there in that slot. So that's good. So now we need a forward. Now it's only Jesus Ferreira I've actually got available, so I'm just going to have to put him in. And the extra slot then, so we've got Miguel Torren and Kagawa. And just from looking at the stats that I remember, Torren obviously looked a lot better. Torren here looked a lot better than Kagawa in terms of the matchup this week. So I think I'm going to go with Torren there in that final slot. So that is it. That is the rare team done. So I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. Hopefully they can get the 250 points, which is possible with just the 4 players, especially with River Plate having that really easy fixture. So now let's just close these 2 players, go back to the lineup builder. I've also got a priority of what I pick my teams as well. So obviously there's only one rare team for this midweek. Limited teams then, these are the priority. So I am going to go with the All-Star Limited first of all. So we'll just go on to that. This also gives me a good idea of what players I've got available as well. So I've got a few goalkeepers here, few keeper options. Defenders is looking good as well. Looks like I've only potentially got 1 or 2 midfielders though. And forwards, I've only got 1 forward. So this looks like it's just going to be one team in the All-Star division then this week. I'll probably put some of the other players in the academy to try and get in the top 500 to get that $5. So goalkeeper then, let's have a look. See what we've got here. We've got Lamp here. He only is eligible for this competition now. I think it's the Copa Ladeiras, something like that. But generally does well in that competition. But I'll open these other players as well, of course. It's got a few to pick from here. So there we go, 4 players. So let's have a look. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be filtering it to the SO5 scores. and filtering it to the fixture type. So these are away. Now I don't know if the odds for this is going to be very good here for Lampy against Palmeiras. So that's something that I just want to check. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the name of this team. I'm going to go over to the Oddspedia. I'm going to search for this team in here. Just see if they've got the odds for this match. So I don't think... No, Sorare have not got it loaded in there. Because obviously it's quite an obscure division, this one. So here it is. Let's just see if we can get some odds for this. So, yeah, as you can see, Palmeiras are total favourites here. So it's not looking good for Club Bolivar to actually get a clean sheet here. So I think I'm going to potentially rule Lampy out for this fixture. Hoyos then for Newell's. Let's have a look at their fixture. So they're at home. So we'll filter this to home fixtures, home scores, and then we'll filter this down again. So have we got odds on this one? No, we've not got odds. So again, this is one that I'll search for on Oddspedia. I do like to have a rough idea of the odds for these games. So there we go. So 1.63. So Newell's are pretty heavy favourites. If you want to look at the percentage terms, you can look on this site here, which is aceodds.com. And this it's going to be around 60% chance of winning. So that's good. And that he's got some really good form at home as well. So Hoyos is looking the pick at the moment. Let's have a look at Deturo. So these are away to United Chile, the Chilean league. Pretty decent stats away, but recently not been that good. So that's probably a fairly hard fixture there. And let's just have a look at Hanbin for Sorare Saka at home. Yeah, it's not looking great, is it? So the easy choice here is Hoyos. So I'm going to go with Hoyos in goal there. I like the look of that. Defenders, we've got quite a few options here by the looks of things. Just want to order this by L15. I'm just going to look at these players just to have a look at the scores. Again, compare them all. I will need to check if Hoyos is starting as well. I think he should be. Just open all these ones that I've got available to a certain point anyway. Open that one as well. Probably won't open these two because the overall's not looking great. He don't look too bad. Might as well look at this guy as well, actually. So let's just have a look at these. I'm just going to check if Hoyos is starting. It's of course important to do that. I think he should be. Don't think he got injured or out recently. I think, is it in the Copa Ladeiras? I think it is, isn't it? So Newell's doesn't seem to be any predicted lineups yet for that one. Is it this one? Ah, here we go. That's good. Let's have a look. So Hoyos, yeah, 95% chance. Valaquez as well. I've got him. He's one of the contenders here. So I'll make note of that. 80% chance of him starting. So let's have a look at him first of all then. So, as we know, it's a home fixture. I've got the goalkeeper for this team as well. So that's potentially a good defensive stack there. Take into account. So at home, as you can see, Valaquez is looking fantastic. So yeah, he's looking really solid actually. So Turin, let's have a look at him. So away. He's looking good as well. We already know that, of course. We did have him in the rare. And let's have a look at Morales. So they're away to Universitario. So I think this is in one of the cups, in it. Yeah, the Sudamericana. It doesn't look great then there for Morales. So probably going to just exclude him now. So I'm just going to close that window. Not really going to consider him for this week. Away. Let's have a look. Doesn't look too bad, this guy. Villalba. Doesn't look too bad. Let's check if he's playing as well, of course. We've got this guy, Quintero for Quito. Let's have a look then. He's at home as well, so a decent fixture. So he's not too bad. Not the best form recently, but overall not too bad. Let's have a look at this one. Toriumi, sorry. At home. Yeah, it's not bad, is he? He's not bad. We'll probably just exclude him for now. It's obviously better options. Makuma. Let's have a look at him at home again. He's not bad. Probably more suited to a cap team though, so I'm going to exclude him. Ampuro away. Got a feeling this is probably going to look bad. Yeah, he's not that great, is he? Get rid of him. And this has gone back to Hoyas, which I can now close because I know which keeper I'm going to have. I'm going to close these two as well. Right, so the standout here to me looks between Torrent and Valaquez. But with me having Hoyas in goal, it makes perfect sense to go with Valaquez there in the defender slot. So midfielders then. We've got Angel Gomez and Alvarado. Now Alvarado is obviously going to be a fantastic pick. Let's just have a look. Gomez is the under-21 championship, I'm guessing. So let's just have a look. We've probably not got no, we haven't got the predicted lineups for Ecuador yet. And the under-21 championships for England. Let's just have a look. So this midfield slot is probably a bit of a concern here. Not going to be 100% sure whether he's going to be starting. So it doesn't look like Gomez is going to be starting that one. So I'm just going to go with Alvarado here. When he does play, he's absolutely fantastic, this guy. So let's have a look. What's the fixture? They're at home, aren't they? And they're home in the league. I think it's the league. Oh no, it's the Sudamericano. So he might even start on the bench this one if they're looking to rest him. But I'm hoping he does start. Because as you can see, he's got some absolutely fantastic scores when he does play. So I'll have to go with him anyway, I think, this week. Obviously no other option, so I will put him in. Doesn't look like Gomez is going to be starting at all. Pavon is the only option in terms of forwards. And in terms of the extra slot then, so just from memory with the players that I had in my squad, the best option next was probably Torrent, so I will go with him. Captain wise, probably go with Alvarado if I knew he was going to start, but I've got a feeling he might be on the bench. Pavon, let's just see if he's going to start this one. He's not that great away though, Pavon, I must admit. Is it this one? Can't see him there. Let's try the Copa Libertadores. There he is. He might not even start this one, but it's the only option I've got. 90% of starting, which is good. But his stats are pretty awful, really, away from home. Let's just have a look. If I just click on him again. If we open this as a new tab, I'll show you what I mean. They are pretty heavy favourites in this one, though. 45% chance. That's pretty good odds, really. Let's have a look at the away fixtures, away form of Pavon. So away, as you can see, pretty atrocious. He did get one here. That was in the Brazilian league. Home form's a little bit better, as you can see. If we just take away the sub appearances as well, his home form's a little bit better than his away form. So it's not looking good for him. He's probably not the best captain choice. For this team to have any chance of winning anything, I'm going to need Alvarado to start. He looks like the best option here if he does start. So I am actually going to go with Alvarado as captain. So I need him to start anyway. If he doesn't start, not really going to have much chance. Anyway, obviously if he does start, that's an extra bonus. And he's probably got the most chance of getting the highest score out of all these players. So I'm going to pick him. Going to go ahead and save. Now the surplus players, what I'll probably do is just put them into the Academy League. I'll probably even put a team in the Cap 240 division as well, actually. So let's just do that now. So Cap 240. I think Handbeam was probably the next best option there. So I'm going to put him in. He's got a low score as well in terms of his points cap. Let's just have a look at the low points cap here. Now these guys didn't look too bad. 50 odd though, 51. Bit too high, but it's probably the only choice I've got. So Makuma, he looks a pretty good option. Let's just have a look at his chance of starting here. Sorare Saka wants it. Hanbean is 90%, so he's the one I've put in. There we go, 90 for him. I've also got this guy as well, which is 90%. Now, in terms of a forward, I've not actually got a player that's playing this week, have I, apart from Pavon. So I'm just going to filter this to no game, and I'm just going to go down, fill this slot with the lowest points cap available that I've got in my squad. Just keep going down. A few players here. So here we go. One of these will do. I'll put this guy in. He's young. So that's going to leave me plenty of points for the other positions, of course. I'm just going to filter this back to just games that they've got this week. Torrens obviously already used. So is Valaquez. Villalba looks like a decent option, didn't he, as well? So I might even put him in now I've got the extra points cap instead of Makuma. Now, is Villalba going to start this one? Let's have a quick look. So I can't remember which competition it is now. Argentina Juniors. There we go, let's have a look. So Villalba is... oh, he's not predicted to start actually, by the looks of this. So I'll probably just go with Makuma then. So I'm going to go with him there. Midfielder, obviously I've only got one option left. That's Gomez. And the extra slot, I think I'm going to go with... Toriyuma, yeah. I think that makes sense. Go with him. Just confirm that. Now, I've probably not got much chance of getting the 250 points, but might as well put it in. You never know. And then I'll probably just put some of the other teams in the academy to get the XP up. And of course, that's really important, the XP on Sorare. So that is it. That is my teams completed. I'll just put in the all-star team onto here. Then we'll have a quick summary of all the teams I've picked. So it's Hoyas wanted for this one. Defender was going to be Valaquez. Midfielder Alvarado. Pavon as the forward and Torren as the extra slot. Captain Alvarado. Confirm that. And that was it. It was just those three teams. So I'm just going to go to my teams. And that is the three teams there. So the rare team, I've got no goalkeeper here in this cap 240 team. But I've got Diaz and De La Cruz for River Plate. Ferreira, I'm hoping he'll get some minutes for USA. And Torren in the extra slot. 240 is the one we've just done. With the two Sorare Saka defenders in there. We've also got this DNP player as well that we'll be playing. Gomez hopefully come off the bench, and hopefully Hanbean will keep a clean sheet. All-star team is looking pretty good if Alvarado starts. He's the captain. Pavon up front. Torren in the extra slot. We've also got a defensive stack of Newells here with Hoyas and Valaquez. So that's my teams for the upcoming game week. That is the midweek game week, of course. Not much to choose from as normal in the midweeks, but there's also a good chance of potentially getting among surprises with not many players having full eligible teams. So that was it for this video, guys. If you did like this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up, use the link below. You'll get a free limited card to buying your first 5 cards on auction. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. And if you want more player scouting like this, using these principles, you can get those on my Patreon. Link for that is in the description and all the information. Okay then, guys, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you again on the next video.